Hello everyone. Namaste. Jai Hind to all gadgeted officers, IS, IPS, doctors, surgeons. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting the weekly current affairs science and technology series. I think it is 21 episode science and technology series for 9th August to 15th August, bringing you more than 60 important updates in detail. As you know, I strongly believe in a clear and detailed teaching learning process. I do not believe in shortcut methods, so you will get complete explanation for better understanding. This week's update will be published in 3 parts. One video every day. In today's part 1, we will cover the first set of science and technology news that are highly relevant for your upcoming exams like UPSC, BPSC, State PCS, SSC, SBI, IBPS, etc. Apart from current affairs, my channel also has a complete English grammar series for SSC, SBI, IBPS, ACIO, NDA, UPSC, CDS, BPSC, and other competitive exams. So with at least 3 new grammar videos every week will be uploaded on my channel. For NEET, AIMS, UPSC, BPSC aspirants, many detailed biology series are also available. Upcoming videos for NEET students and UPSC state PCS aspirants, human physiology, biotechnology, and genetics will be going to upload it very soon. And on Monday, gastrointestinal tract part 4 will be going to upload. So stay tuned till the end of this video. After watching this video, if you found this video helpful, beneficial, it's my request to do like, share, and subscribe to my channel at the rate Reena Singh classes so you never miss any upcoming grammar lesson, biology lectures, and detailed current affairs sessions. Let's get started. First news is about new freshwater crab species discovered in Western Ghats. It is a news from Kerala. Recent research in Kerala's Western Ghat has led to the discovery of new genus and 2 new species of freshwater crabs. So, 2 new species discovered, and that is a freshwater crabs discovered in Kerala's Western Ghat. So, these findings show the rich biodiversity of Kerala's Western Ghats and high endemism of the region. They're going to be extinct also if they are not going to be taken care. These discoveries were made by scientists from the University of Kerala and the National University of Singapore. So collaboration of uh, scientists from University of Kerala and the National University of Singapore. So this species, the discovery of new species of freshwater crabs. So these species belong to the family and the name of the family is Gigar Sinusidae. Gigar Sinusidae, and were found in isolated mountain streams. So this discovery helps to understand freshwater crab diversity, and it raises concern about habitat threats also. It's endemism of that region. About discovery, researchers identified a new genus, and name of that new genus is Casargodia. Casargodia. And 2 species were discovered, 2 freshwater crabs. Name is Casargodia CB. First one name is Casargodia CB. Second one is Pilata woman. First is Casargodia CB. Casargodia CB. Second one is Pilata woman. Casargodia CB crab was found in Kasargod district. So it is named after the Kasargod district. Kasargodia CB, named after the district. And a researcher's wife name is Siba Smriti Raj. So it becomes Kasargodia CB. Second species is Pilata Vaman was found in Gavi, Patham, Thitha district and named after the Hindu deity Vaman, which is reflecting its small size, Vaman. So these names reflect local geography and cultural heritage. So two crab species were discovered. The name first one is a Casagodia cb, second one is a Pilata Vaman. Casagodia cb has a brownish orange carapace with numerous black spots on his body. Its limbs and claws are orange with black markings. About Pilata Vaman, it is more quadrate carapace and is very small in size. Both crabs were collected from small mountain in Kerala's Western Ghats, indicating a preference for specific freshwater habitats. So about habitat and distribution, the Western Ghats, which is a biodiversity hotspot, means many flora and fauna are going to be extinct. So it is a biodiversity hotspot, collection of biodiversity hotspot, Western Ghat. So it harbors many endemic freshwater crab species also. So these crabs are mostly nocturnal. These space are mostly comes out at night and live in deep burrows, making them hard to locate. So the Kerala section of Western Ghats shows nearly 70% of endemies in freshwater crabs, higher than many other organism groups. So the newly discovered species are rare, very rare, with only a few individual found. So what are the conservation concerns? Both the Kasargodia CB and Pilata woman face threats because of human activities. Tourism in the grasslands where these crabs live disrupts their fragile habitats. The habitat which is easily ruined by human activities. So because of pollution also affecting their life, impacting their survival. So conservation efforts are really needed to protect these crab species in Western Ghats and their environments. Next news about Bhuneer Potter. Bhuneer Potter, the Central Groundwater Authority, CGWA, Central Groundwater Authority, launched the Bhuneer portal. Bhuneer means Bhujal Prabandhan. Bhuneer means Bhujal Prabandhan. Portal in 2024. So it aims to streamline groundwater regulation across how many states? 19 states. So it aims to streamline groundwater regulation across 19 states and union territories in India. So it is a digital Bhuneer portal. Portal means it is a digital platform. So which helps in quick and transparent processing of NOC, no objection certificate application for groundwater extraction. So this platform help to access the quick and transparent NOC application for groundwater extraction. So this Bhuni portal supports sustainable groundwater management aligned with the Ministry of Jai Shakti guidelines. So it aligned with the Ministry of Jai Shakti guideline. Purpose of this Bhuneer portal, groundwater over extraction, overused has been a growing concern now in India. So this portal was developed to control indiscriminate groundwater use, injudicious groundwater use by industries, infrastructure, and mining projects. So the Bhuneer portal is specifically designed to control the injudicious, indiscriminate groundwater uses which is done by industries, infrastructure, and mining project. They are ruining the groundwater, industries, infrastructure, and mining projects. So Bhuni portal enforces the guidelines dated 24 September 2020, which was issued by the Ministry of Jal Shakti. So this portal ensure compliance with water conservation measures such as rainwater harvesting and sewage treatment. So this purpose of Bhuni portal is to take care of there should be no groundwater reuse, no indiscriminate usage. So also to enforce the rainwater harvesting and sewage treatment to give complement to the take care of the bhujal who need to protect the groundwater. Features of Bhuni portal. So advanced feature, user friendly. It includes an eligibility checker to verify if applicants qualify before applying. An online charges calculator simplifies fee estimation. There is a query models to which allows direct communication. There is a facility of real-time SMS and email alerts which keep applicants updated in their to look at their application status. There is also PAN based single ID system integrates payments and help other modules seamlessly easily. There is also presence of QR code enabled NOCs which enhances security and verification ease. What are the application and processing mechanism? The system processes the application efficiently, effectively, clearly, transparently. So it covers different categories of users and projects across regulated region, enforces groundwater regulation by enabling there should be timely approval and monitorings. So it reduces manual intervention and delays in groundwater clearance. So it reduces manual intervention and delays in groundwater clearance. So what are the impact on sustainable groundwater management? So it contributes to sustainable groundwaters. It curbs many illegal extraction and also promotes conservation norms. So this portal encourages construction of there should be roof water, rainwater harvesting structure. There should be the people will follow rooftop rainwater harvesting methods. There should be installation of sewage treatment plants. So these measures help replenish means renew to regenerate groundwater and reduce pollution. So it helps in balancing development needs with resources sustainability. Next news is Maharashtra launches Disha Abhiyan. So it is a news from Maharashtra. So Maharashtra has pioneered a landmark initiative, a benchmark initiative, which is called Disha Abhiyan. It provides uniform and quality education to all students, the student with intellectual disabilities. So it is a Disha Abhiyan is specifically aimed designed for intellectual disabled students so that they will also get uniform quality holistic education. So this program has been implemented in 453 special school across Maharashtra. So it is a very big initiative for and the intellectual disabled student will get benefit, will definitely get benefit from Disha Abhiyan. So it is the first state-wide curriculum of its kind in India. So this scheme aligns with the national vision of inclusive and self-reliant society under the Developed India 2047 framework. So under the Developed India 2047 mission, it is aligned, this Abhiyan is aligned to give inclusive, self-dependent society with the help of to provide the inclusive education, uniform quality education to intellectual disabled students. So Disha Abhiyan was developed by Jai Vakil Foundation. Jai Vakil Foundation. Disha Abhiyan. This initiative was developed by Jai Vakil Foundation in Maharashtra. An organization, it is an organization with over 80 years of experience in special education. So Jai Vakil Foundation, it is an organization which have been working since 80 years for a special child. So it is providing, it is well versed in special education for intellectual disabled students. So the curriculum has received certification from NIEPID, NIEPID, NI National Institute for the Empowerment of Persons with Intellectual Disabilities. National Institute for the Empowerment of Persons with Intellectual Disabilities. So this curriculum integrates global best practices, research based teaching methods are involved, which is especially designed for special children, the children who are intellectually disabled, autism children like. So it includes adaptation for different levels of ability, ensuring personalized learnings. Modules focus not only on academics but also to develop their different types of life skills, provide vocational training so that this the student feel independent. So the NIEPID certification guarantees adherence to national quality standards. So these are NIEPD is giving supports, and it's giving adherence to national quality standards will be given to the special needs children. What are the significance? Maharashtra is the first step. It is a very big achievement for the Maharashtra. They have adopted a uniform curriculum for special education on such a large scale. So this initiative reflects Prime Minister vision of an inclusive society where every citizen can contribute to national developments. So this Abhiyan support the Developed India 2041 mission by ensuring no child is left behind due to disability. So no child is left behind due to intellectual disability, due to his special because he is a special child suffering from intellectual disabilities like autism, etc. Now, impact and future prospects, it definitely eliminate differences in teaching quality across special schools. It definitely improve learning outcomes for children with intellectual disabilities for a special child. So it definitely improve their learning outcomes. It equips students with functional academic, social skills and employable abilities. So it also encourages greater social inclusion by raising awareness and acceptance of differently able individuals. So it is boon for, it is a very big step Maharashtra government has taken to encourage social inclusion by raising awareness and acceptance of differently abled individual, special individuals. Now, next news is from Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh MSME Industrial State Management Policy 2025. The Uttar Pradesh government has launched the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises MSME Industrial Estate Management Policy in 2025, MSME, Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises Industrial Estate Management Policy in 2025. So it aims to promote industrial growth by simplifying land allocation, improving facilities, and ensuring better estate management. There should be proper land allocation, proper facilities, and better estate management. So it targets improved investor confidence and a modern industrial environment which is aligned with global standard. What are policy or objectives and scopes? The policy focuses on boosting MSME development in India's most populous state. As you know, UP is most populous state of India. So its policy focuses on boosting MSME development in India's most populous state with the second largest economy. So it prioritizes transparency, infrastructure must be upgraded, and ease of doing business. It is the motto of MSME Industrial Estate Management Policy. So 10% of plots and sites are reserved for SC/ST. So they have given under this policy 10% of plots and sites which are reserved for SC/ST entrepreneurs to encourage their inclusive growth. About land allocation process, industrial land and sites will be leased or either leased or rented via auction or re-auction. So the commissioner and director of industries oversee all these processes, including lease duration, auction platform selection. So up to 20% of state areas can be allocated for 20% of state areas can be allocated for commercial, service or residential use, allowing mixed use development. 20% allowing mixed use development. About pricing and regional variations, it is a vary region to region based on geographic and economic differences. Madhyanchala rate is rupees 2,500 per square meter. Then Paschim price is 20% higher at rupees 3,000, while Budelkhand and Purvanchal are 20% lower at 2,000. So prices will increase every year by 5% from April 2025. About financial terms and incentive, successful bidders must pay 10%. Successful bidders must pay 10% of the reserve price as earnest money. They have to pay 10% of the reserve price as earnest money. The balance can be paid in lump sum or over 1 to 3 years. This balance can be paid in lump sum or duration of over 1 to 3 years. So immediate full payments receive at 2% is if you are doing the immediate full payments, it receives a 2% discount. For installment payments, it attracts interest and penalties for delays. So encouraging timely transaction. What are facilities and infrastructure developments? This policy mandates common facilities in industrial estates such as power substation, fire station. There should be eco-friendly parks, women's hostels, creches, dormitories, training centers, health services, etc. So these facilities create a supportive environment for entrepreneurs and workers. How MSME are classified in 2025. So these are the given type of business: micro, small, mediums, investment amount is given, annual turnover is given. So one thing to keep in mind, some MSE scheme are meant only for manufacturers or service provider. So while traders can register and get the certificate, a few subsidies might not apply, but access to loan, credit protection, and delayed payment resolution is there. If you are running a shop, you haven't registered yet, it is worth checking where you stand. So you can do that directly on Udyam portal. So it is about there is a facility of Udyam portal. You can register it and get the inquiry. So the portal name is Udyam portal. Pricing and regional variation. So there is a regional variation, financial terms, facilities and infrastructure developments. Not eligible for MSME, gambling, motorcycle trade, forestry, household help, private household production, foreign entities. So these are the list which are not eligible under MSME. Next news is Chief Minister Kisan Kalyan Yojana. This news is from MP, Madhya Pradesh. Mukhyamantri Kalyan Yojana, Madhya Pradesh. So on over 83 lakh farmers in Madhya Pradesh will get the second installment of Chief Minister Kisan Kalyan Yojana. Chief Minister Dr. Mohan Yadav will transfer the funds directly to their farmers' accounts. So it was launched in September 2020. So it aims to stabilize, to strengthen farmers' income in Madhya Pradesh, to make the farmer financially strong. So each registered farmer receives 6,000 annually under this program, Kisan Kalyan Yojana. So this amount is an addition to the benefit from the central government's Prime Minister Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana, which is providing dual financial support to farmers. So farmers are getting two benefits. First is the Kisan Kalyan Yojana, second Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. What are financial impact and reach? Since its inception, the scheme has disbursed over 17,500 crore directly into the farmers' bank accounts of approximately 83 lakh farmers. The second installment for the year 25-26 continues this trend, ensuring farmers have timely funds to support their agricultural activity, especially during the critical Kharif season. Benefits to farmers' livelihoods. So the fund help farmers in purchasing seeds, fertilizers, and other inputs needed for agriculture. So additionally, it help in lead sectors such as animal husbandry, also horticultures, and promoting diversified rural incomes. So this scheme supplement the central government's Prime Minister Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. Collaborate with this scheme. So farmers are eligible under both programs and take benefits from both the programs, receive cumulative benefits in which definitely enhances their financial resilience and reducing dependence on informal credit sources. Next news is new OCI rules tightened overseas citizenship regulation. So, recent reforms by the Ministry of Home Affairs have introduced stricter rules for overseas citizen of India. Ministry of Home Affairs have introduced strict rules for OCI, Overseas Citizen of India. So these changes aim to regulate overseas citizen of India registration and cancellation more strictly. So it focuses on criminal conviction and other ground also that can lead to cancellation of overseas citizen of India. So this rule apply regardless of whether offenses occur in India or abroad. So this rule apply regardless of whether the offense is present in India or residing in abroad. So the OCI scheme, Overseas Citizen of India scheme, which began in 2005, it grants foreign national of India origin lifelong visa free travel to India. So it grants foreign national of Indian origin, foreign who is residing on foreign of Indian origin, lifelong visa free travel to India. OCI status is available to person who were Indian citizen on or after 26 January 1950. So criteria is given where Indian citizen on or after 26 January 1950. So, however, it excludes individual who have ever held Pakistani or Bangladeshi citizenship or their descendant up to 3 generations. So, these are the rule of exclusion. OCI offers many benefits, but it is not equivalent to full Indian citizenship. It is not equal to full Indian citizenship. So, this new rule specify clear ground for cancelling overseas citizen of India registration or cards. It is sentenced to imprisonment of 2 years or more if there is any offense. Being charged seated for offenses punishable by 7 years or more. If being charged seated for any offense, they should be punishable by 7 years or more. So these criteria apply irrespective of where the offense occurred, provided it is recognized under Indian law. So there are some additional ground for cancellation. The registration was obtained through any fraud methods. The individual shows disaffection toward the Constitution of India. The person or unlawfully traded or communicated with enemies during war times. Imprisonment of 2 years or more occurs within 5 years of registration. Cancellation is necessary for sovereignty, security, friendly foreign relation, or public interest. So these are the on the basis of these criteria, OCIA status can also be cancelled. These are the additional grounds for cancellation of OCI registration. Implication of the new rules, they aim to prevent misuse and uphold India's legal and constitution integrity. To uphold India's constitution integrity. So the government moves reflect a broader train to align OCI privilege with national security and public order concern. It is must align with to take care the national security and public order concern. The policy applies globally to all OCI globally. It apply globally to all OCI cardholders. This rule are issued under clause of Section 7D of Citizenship Act 1955. The point should be noted. This rule is issued under clause of Section 7D of Citizenship Act 1955. The Ministry of Home Affairs enforces these provision. The Ministry of External Affairs support cancellation decision based on these all additional ground also. So enforcement ensure OCI status is not misused or held by individuals acting against India's interest. Next news is State Health Regulatory Excellence Index. Union Health Ministry launched the State Health Regulatory Excellence Index, name is REST. State Health Regulatory Excellence Index REST in 2025. So India's first REST index enhancing state health regulatory excellence. So this initiative benchmarks state drug regulatory system to ensure the safety and quality of misuse of drugs. So this index uses a transparent and data-driven framework to promote uniform regulatory standards. It marks step towards strengthening drug regulation in the country. So it is specifically designed, it is towards strengthening the all different types of drug regulation in the country. So State Health Regulatory Excellence Index SREST for strengthening drug regulation in the country. So SREST is introduced by Central Drug Standard Control Organization, CDSCO. It aims to improve the performance of state drug regulation authorities. The focus is on drug safety, drug quality, drug efficacy, drug security. So the initiative supports India's commitment to provide safe medicines to every individual. So it is aligned with India's global role as the pharmacy of the world. About framework and categories, states and union territories are divided into two groups: manufacturing states and primarily distribution states. Manufacturing states are evaluated on 27 indices across 5 themes. Now, next is human resources, infrastructure, licensing activities, surveillance activities, responsiveness, distribution states are assessed on 23 indices. So, for manufacturing states and primarily distribution states, 27 indices across 5 themes, and for human resource, infrastructure, etc., assessed on 23 indices. So, data is submitted every monthly to CDSCO for scoring and getting feedback. Key themes are to covers critical aspects of drug regulation, to ensure the human resources, strengthening to include the strength of human resources, quality of infrastructure, licensing efficiency, surveillance rigor, and grievance responsiveness. So digitization of approval and lab testing capability are also assessed. It help in to ensure a comprehensive view of each state's regulatory maturity. So there is a role of states center state collaboration. So these regulatory excellence require joint efforts of center state collaboration. So it stresses cooperative federalism. So states are encouraged to share best practices and innovate. So this index acts as a gap assessment tool, helping states to improve and achieve maturity certification. So STATE is Indian attempt to at harmonizing and improving the performance of a state drug regulators throughout the India. So it is open source data driven model that is aimed at empowered state drug control machinery, protect the safety and quality of drugs. STATE is virtual state gap assessment system. Characteristic of STATE is states are assessed on various parameters. Parameters are given. Why SREST is significant to India? What is the reason this application is important for India? Because it maintains national drug safety and global recognition. We get global recognition also. So it empowers national drug safety. SREST is significant to India because it empowers national drug safety, provides quality of medicine, which is important to all to get the good health, to all individual get good health. So SRIST helps to keep drug safety in the country and makes the regulation activities and standards better. It will also help in getting global recognition. With India have received the WHO ML3 status of vaccine. WHO ML3 status of vaccine. The current impetus is to advance medicine to the same light as WHO. So SRIST help in plays a very important role in international harmonization as it enhances India regulation procedures and serve to ensure that India becomes the pharmacy of the world. There are many merits of SREST: enhance human resources, infrastructure developments, digitization, which gives better access, license and inspection. Intense surveillance is there. What are the outcomes? It provides knowledge sharing states which will be learned what other higher performing states are doing, because the best practices will be revealed under CDSCO, so other will get the changes also accordingly, which state is performing better. There is a targeted development. So SRES transformed the drug regulation in India. The former result in safety of drugs being ensured among all Indian, irrespective of geography, as it facilitates focus enhancement, drug safety in India. So this project will enhance India as a manufacturing and distributing center of the global pharmaceutical industry and protect the health of all citizens. Next news is new shipping bills. So India's parliament passed two key maritime laws. India's parliament passed two key maritime laws in 2025 to modernize the shipping sector. The Carriage of Goods by Sea Bill 2025 and the Merchant Shipping Bill 2024 replaced outdated laws from 20th century. So they replaced. So they did reforms. These reforms aim to align India's maritime legal framework with global standards. So India's maritime legal framework align with and be standardized with global standard. So it focuses on improving business efficiency, trade efficiency, safety also. It provides environmental protection and seafarer welfare also. So recent legislative developments. Recently, Rajya Sabha approved the carriage of goods by sea bill amid protest. The Lok Sabha had earlier passed the merchant shipping bill. Both laws mark overhaul of India's maritime regulation. The Carriage of Goods by Sea bills replaces the Indian Carriage of Goods by Sea Act of 1925. So it replaces the Indian Carriage of Goods by Sea Act of 1925. The Merchant Shipping Bill replaces the Merchant Shipping Act of 1958 also. So Merchant Shipping Bill 2024, it addresses the shortcoming of the previous 561 Section Act, which was fragmented and outdated. It was fragmented and many parts and outdated. It has it designed as a progressive law with 16 parts and 325 clauses. So Merchant Shipping Bill 2024. The new bills align India's law with International Maritime Organization Convention. It aligned with the International Maritime Organization Convention. So it definitely enhances safety at sea and emergency response. So it prioritizes environmental protection and seafarer welfare. So it reduces compliance burdens and promote Indian shipping tonnage. About carriage of goods by sea bill 2025, the bill adopts the internationally accepted Hague-Visby rules. The bill accepted the internationally accepted rule, and the name of that rule is Hague-Visby rules. So these rules govern the rights and responsibility related to the carriage of goods by sea. So this not simplifies maritime trade regulation. The bill brings India's state laws in line with countries like United Kingdom. So it encourages commercial efficiency and global trust. So together, this bill position India as a modern maritime jurisdiction. They support sustainable growth and attract investment in shipping and related sectors. So this reform also help India meet its international obligation. So it encourages innovation, strengthens governance in the maritime sector. So these are the benefits of a filling a shipping bills, risk management, documentation for export initiatives, transparency, smooth clearance process, legal compliance, track records, international trade facilities. And so these are the benefits. Next news is C leads to program. The second edition of C leads, United Nations Women's Flagship Workshop. It is for women leaders. United Nations Women Flagship Workshop, which is designed for women leaders, was inaugurated recently. C leads program, second edition. So this event follows the landmark Women's Reservation Act 2023, which mandates 33% reservation for women, 33% reservation for women in Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. In Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies, with women currently holding only 14% of seat in 18th Lok Sabha. C leads second edition of program aims to bridge this gap by equipping women with the skills needed for political leadership. So about background and significance of CLEAD second edition program, it is a capacity building program by United Nations Women India. It supports grassroots women leaders, elected representatives and administrators. It encourages many workshop dialogues and strengthens political leadership skills. So it is crucial for translating policy commitment on gender equality into tangible outcomes. So this program aligned with India's development goals, including the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals and India's Agenda 2040. The two-day workshop selected 36 the works about workshop C leads. It was two-day workshop selected 36 participants from over 260 applicants across 22 states. So selection based on criteria, their experience, motivation, and future plans. So key topics includes electoral campaigning, governance structures, narrative building, and media engagement. So this program builds confidence and practical skill for women leaders. So this C Lead second edition program contributes to gender equality. There should be no gender disparity. By enhancing women's political participation, it nurtures leadership at the grassroots and policy levels, create governance that reflects diverse citizen aspiration. It supports women in contesting in contesting upcoming Lok Sabha and state assembly election. So such initiatives are essential to making India's governance more inclusive and representative and promoting gender equality in upcoming Lok Sabha and state assembly elections. Next news is Notary Portal. The Government of India launched the Notary Portal to modernize services under the Notaries Act 1952 and Notaries Rule 1956. It offers a digital platforms it offers a digital platform connecting notaries appointed by the central government with the authorities. So this portal enables online submission of application, verification of eligibility, issuing of digital certificate of practice, renewals also and other related function. So over 34,900 digitally signed certificates of practice have been issued by July 2025, reflecting rapid adoption. About the features, this notary portal aims to make notarial services faceless, Paperless, it should be faceless, paperless, transparent, and effective. It provides a single interface for all stakeholders. Key services include appointment, application, eligibility, check, digital certificate issuance, renewal requests, practice area changes, and annual return submission. So it reduces delays and administrative burden also. About Notaries Act 1952, it regulates the functioning of notaries in India. It ensures standard and accountability in notarial duties. Notaries are appointed by central or state governments. Appointees must be legal practitioner or meet prescribed qualification. This act defines key terms like notary, instrument, and legal practitioner. So, function of responsibilities of notaries. Many legal function they perform. They include administrative oaths, attesting and authenticating documents, and noting protest on bills of exchange. So these are the duties, include administrative oaths, attesting and authenticating many documents, and noting protest on bills of exchange. They prepare and certify deeds, power of attorney also, and mercantile documents like promissory notes. Their role safeguard the authenticity and legality of important transaction also. About appointment and registration of notaries appointed by central or state government. Each government maintains register containing their details such as name, date of birth, address, qualification, registration date, etc. So it ensures transparency and easy verification of their credential. Next news is India's groundwater pollution crisis. It is a important. India's groundwater is an important source for drinking water and irrigation also. So it is facing a severe pollution crisis. According to the Central Groundwater Board, 2024 Central Groundwater Board reports reveals widespread contamination by nitrates, fluoride, arsenic, uranium, and heavy metals. So very important points. India's groundwater pollution crisis, it will eventually affect our health also. So there is a contamination of nitrates, fluoride, arsenic, uranium, and heavy metals. So this invisible threat endangers many species, millions people, uh, especially in rural areas dependent on groundwaters. So this crisis result from over extraction, industrial discharge, and weak regulatory enforcement. About groundwater dependency in India, about over 85% of rural drinking water and 65% of irrigation water in India come from groundwaters. So despite abundant river and monsoon, underground water remains the mainstay for domestic and agriculture use. It is very important for agriculture and domestic use. So these reliance dependence make groundwater important for health and food security. So over 85% of rural drinking water, 65% irrigation water in India come from groundwater. So this reliance makes groundwater quality critical for health and food safety. Now extent and types of contamination, it's a very important point. More than 20% of groundwater sample, 20% of groundwater samples show nitrate contamination, mainly due to excessive chemical fertilizer use in industries and poor sanitation. To excessive chemical fertilizer use and poor sanitation. Poor sanitation. Second one is a fluoride. Fluoride contamination affects approximately 9%, affects over 9% of sample, which is causing your teeth damage, skeletal fluorosis, dental and skeletal fluorosis in states like especially in Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh. So arsenic pollution, especially in Punjab and Bihar, far exceed WHO limits and increase cancer. Arsenic pollution in Punjab and Bihar causing cancer. Uranium and iron contamination is also giving different types of health problems. Heavy metals, which is coming from industrial waste, causing neurological brain disorder, development disorders. So, what are the health impacts of these metals? which is because of contaminated groundwater. Fluoride exposure leads to of skeletal deformities, stunted growth in millions. This is the reason the many are now people are all mediocre size and heights. Their size are not more. So skeletal deformities and stunted growth in millions because of fluoride exposure. Second one is the arsenic. Arsenic causes skin cancer, skin laser, respiratory issues also, respiratory problems also. Nitrate contamination result in blue baby syndrome and rising hospital admission for nitrate toxicity. Uranium exposure risk chronic kidney damage. Heavy metal causes anemia, immune disorder, and neurological damage. Waterborne diseases, very well, cholera, hepatitis, coming from sewage, contaminated groundwater. So these are the health impacts of contaminated groundwaters. About case studies of groundwater pollution in Budhpur, Uttar Pradesh, toxic industry discharges it caused 13 deaths from kidney failures in Uttar Pradesh, Budhpur. Industrial discharges caused 13 deaths from kidney failure. Petroleum like fluids appeared in hand pumps in Jalon. Pekarpur in Bhubaneswar witnessed mass illness from sewage seepage. Balia, Uttar Pradesh recorded arsenic levels 20 times above safe limits, linked to thousands of cancers. This incident shows system failure in pollution control and monitoring. So regulatory and industrial challenges are there. India's groundwater governance is fragmented. The Water Act 1974, Prevention and Control of Pollution. Water Act 1974 inadequately addresses groundwaters. So CGWB lacks regulatory power. State pollution control boards are under-resourced. Coordination between different agencies such as CGWB, CPCB, SPCB, and the Ministry of Jal Shakti is weak. So monitoring is infrequent, not regular, and data is not publicly accessible. Over extraction also increase contamination by lowering water tables and concentrating toxins. So what are the strategy for mitigation and reform? So modern monitoring technologies like real-time sensors and remote sensing must be adapted. A national groundwater pollution control framework is needed to empower. Water quality data should link with the health surveillance for early warnings. Urban and industrial waste must follow strict zero liquid discharge norm. Urban and industrial waste must follow strict zero liquid discharge norms. Agrochemical use requires regulation and promotion of organic farming. Local governance and citizen participation must be strengthened for effective groundwater management. Otherwise, it is pollution is increasing and affecting human health and others' health also. Next news is Colorado River water crisis. Colorado River water crisis faces a severe water shortage as demand exceeds supply. The Colorado River faces a severe critical water shortage as demand is more. Recently, Arizona proposed a new method to allocate water based on actual river flows. So this marks shift from historic fixed appointments because the Colorado River faces severe water shortage as demand is more. So however, political and legal challenges remain as the 7 basin states and Mexico negotiate future water sharing. 7 basin states and Mexico negotiate future water sharing. About the Colorado River Compact and its challenges, in the year 1922, Colorado River Compact divides the basin into upper and lower basin. Each basin is allocated 7.5 million acre feet of water annually. So this compact includes a treaty with Mexico guaranteeing its 1.5 million acre feet per year. Disputes persist, continues whether the upper basin must deliver a minimum flow to the lower basin or only limit its own usage. So this legal doubt fuels ongoing conflict between states. So there is a legal ambiguity, legal disputes, which increases ongoing conflict between states. Most water in the Colorado River system comes from Rocky Mountain snow melt in the upper basin. About 85% of the river's flow originate from just 15% of the basin area. So rest of the basin is largely arid land with very less rainfalls. So there is a variability in precipitation which requires complex reservoir storage to balance wet and dry areas. So these are the geography and water sources. Key reservoir and declining, reducing water levels. Key reservoir include Lake Mead, Lake Powell, formed by Hoover Dam and Glen Canyon Dam. These are formed by Hoover Dam and Glen Canyon dams. So these reservoirs store water to manage water supply fluctuation. So over 25 years, their levels have dropped gradually, sharply, due to prolonged drought and climate change. Less water, less rain, no rain. Evaporation and seepage also causes further water loss, so which is not in official records. About historical overestimation and human factors, the original compact negotiators overestimated river flows, possibly to promote regional development. There is a climate change and persistent drought, no rainfall have worsened this situation. Water loss through evaporation and seepage adds to this deficit, adds to this loss of water. So there should be efforts to stabilize water supplies. Since 2007, the basin states and Mexico both have adopted guidelines to manage different reservoir levels and reduce water use during shortage. Reduce water use during shortage of water. Additional cuts were agreed in 2019 and 2022 to prevent this type of catastrophic declines. So federal funding from Inflammation Reduction Act support conservation by agriculture, cities and tribes. Water used by lower basin states have recently dropped to historic lows. About Arizona's new proposal and future outlook, Arizona 2025 proposal suggests allocating water based on actual river flows rather than fixed share or reservoir levels. Allocate waters based on actual river flows rather than fixed shares or reservoir levels, according to Arizona 2025 proposal. So this supply-driven approach offers hope but faces complex negotiation also. So key details like distribution percentage remain unresolved. Failure to argue could lead to federal intervention and legal battles also. Water user, especially farmers and tribal nation, till now facing uncertainty about future supplies. Next news is quantum magnetic navigation system. Magnetic navigation system. Recent conflicts highlight the growing importance of remote warfare. Modern battles increasing. We know that modern battles are increasing, which is depending on jet, missile, drone, operating without large troop deployments. Satellite navigation systems such as GPS from USA, GLONASS, Russia, Galileo, which is from EU, BDO, China. These all satellite navigation system play a critical role in guiding this platform over long distances. So these are a satellite navigation system. However, adversary now target these satellites navigation signal through jamming. Spoofing is also there, meconing to disrupt navigation, causing disturbance to navigation. So this has exposed vulnerabilities and driven the search for alternative So this is the reason they are searching for alternative navigation technology. So among these, the quantum magnetic navigation system has emerged as a promising solution. So what did the previously used satellite navigation systems causes problem in navigation? So quantum magnetic navigation system has emerged as a promising solution. Quantum magnetic navigation system. What are challenges in satellite based navigation? Satellite navigation is vulnerable to electronic warfare, jamming floods receivers with noise, spoofing sends false location data, mechanic rebroadcast delayed or altered signals, natural phenomena like solar flares also degrade signal quality. In conflict zones such as Ukraine, West Asia, South Asia, these tactics have become common. So this necessitates navigation systems that do not totally depend on satellites. No need to totally depend on satellites. So what are alternative navigation techniques? Inertial navigation system, terrain contour matching, and image-based guidance are alternatives. INS drift over time and require periodic satellite updates. Tercom needs detailed maps and struggle in poor visibility or flat terrain. Encrypted satellite signals remain jammed in high throat zones. Artificial intelligence based correction help, but it can fail in unfamiliar scenarios also. No signal method is foolproof, which is denoting the need for integrated adaptive system. So what are the principle of quantum magnetic navigation system, which is a promising in place of GPS system? Quantum magnetic navigation system uses quantum sensor. It uses quantum sensor to detect a minute tiny variation in Earth's magnetic field. It has the ability to detect minute variation in Earth's magnetic field. It uses ultra sensitive quantum magnetometers, which measure these changes using with the help of atomic quantum properties, because the quantum magnetic navigation system using atomic quantum properties. So this system compares local magnetic readings with magnetic anomaly maps, detailed charts of Earth's magnetic fingerprints, combined with inertial navigation. So quantum magnetic navigation system can pinpoint location without satellite signals. So this makes it ideal for GPS denied environments, the area in which GPS is not able to work properly, to navigate properly. So this makes it ideal for GPS denied environments. What are application of quantum magnetic navigation system in defense and beyond? So it is valuable for remote air warfare when there is a air warfare, and under it also beneficial, valuable for underwater operation. Submarines, unmanned underwater vehicles, deep sea platform, drift free navigation. So beyond defense, quantum magnetic navigation system help undersea mining also, oil exploration, different types of oil exploration, and subsea cable inspection. As competition for ocean resources grows, quantum magnetic navigation system support autonomous maritime operation and help in enhancing maritime security. So about global development in field testing, interest in quantum magnetic sensing began in the late 1990s. By the mid 2010s, the United States and China invested in military application. Since early 2020s, compact prototypes have undergone many field trials. The US DARPA, the US DARPA plans deployment post 2027. Tests show quantum magnetic navigation system can surpass GPS accuracy. China also demonstrated Operation Quantum Navigation System on submarine by 2018. The UK and Germany collaborate on integrating quantum sensors into next generation submarines and drones. So it is an image of QCTR, quantum scalar magnetometer, using how it is using, and about the same the process is given about that how it is using. So India is advancing QMNS through early stage research and prototypes. Approximately 6,000 crore national quantum mission prioritize quantum civil navigation. IIT Bombay developed portable quantum sensor for drones. Startup like Qubits receive grants to build quantum positioning system for Indian Navy. So startup like Qubits receive grant to build quantum positioning system for Indian Navy. So indigenous QMNS will strengthen India's electronic warfare resilience and underwater domain awareness in the Indian Ocean region. It also support the most important point. It also support the blue economy via deep sea explore. Blue economy means sea via deep sea exploration and infrastructures. So the team at this team as QCTR has developed such a backup system and is claiming that it is 50 times more accurate and than any other backup given by GPS. Next news is third United Nations Conference on landlocked developing countries. Third United Nations Conference on landlocked developing countries. Third United Nations Conference on landlocked developing countries convened in Avaza, Turkmenistan in 2025. So it gathered global leaders and experts to address challenges unique to 32 landlocked developing countries. Challenges which are unique to 32 landlocked developing countries. So these nations, home to over 600 million people, face barriers in trade, infrastructure, and economic growth due to their lack of sea access. This conference aims to encourage partnership and accelerate sustainable development through the new adapted Avaja program of action. So this Avaja program of action, APOA for 2024 to 2034, it encourages partnership and accelerate sustainable development. So, this conference on landlocked developing countries represent 7% of the global population, but contribute just 1% to the world economy. But it contributes only 1% to the world economy and trade. So these differences mark structural inequalities. The conference emphasized that these challenges are not insurmountable. Instead, it is not insurmountable. Instead, it focused on solution to unlock the potential of landlocked developing countries through cooperation and innovations. Avaja program of action. About Avaja program of action, it is adopted by United Nations General Assembly in December 2024. Avaja program of action offers a strategic framework for the next decades. It targets areas such as trade facilitation, infrastructure development, climate resilience, and financing also. So it include regional agricultural research hubs to improve food security and dedicated infrastructure investment, finance facility to mobilize funds. So it also supports the establishment of high-level panel on freedom of transit and WTO work program tailored to landlocked developing countries, which represent 7% of the global population. So third United Nations Conference on Landlocked Developing Countries, under the theme is driving progress through partnership. The 4-day conference conveyed heads of states, senior United Nations official, development partners, private sectors leaders. And the program is Avaja Program of Action. Key outcomes of LLDC3 is endorsement of Avaja Program of Action and adoption of Avaja Political Declaration is structural economic transformation, trade and regional integration, transport and infrastructure development, climate adaptation, disaster risk education, mobilizing financial partnership, strengthen global solidarity. Means there is should be increased investment by multilateral development banks, deeper south to south cooperation, stronger integration. Then next outcomes are commitment to implementation and accountability, which will coordinate implementation efforts, emphasizing country ownerships and result based monitoring and accountability. Global solidarity and environmental focus. This approach reflects a growing consensus that sustainable development must integrate ecological stewards with economic planning, changing the narratives on LLDC. So it have been defined by geographic disadvantage such as remoteness and lack of seaport access. So this conference sought to shift this narrative by emphasizing their resource wealth, resilience and ambition. So LLDCs are no longer to be seen as isolated or constant, but it act as active partners in the global economy with developmental potential. So multi-stakeholder engagement is there. It includes forum engaging youth, women leaders, private sector representative, and parliaments. Special initiatives such as LLDC Global Business Network, South-South Cooperation, Ministerial Meeting were launched to strengthen collaboration and business opportunities. About implementation, the conference marks a new decade of ambition for LLDCs. The Avaja program of action will guide international and national efforts to overcome all barriers and promote sustainable growth. The focus remain on partnership, innovation, and resilience to transform LLDC into thriving economies by year 2024. Next news is Great Barrier Reef suffer steepest coral decline. So the Great Barrier Reef has experienced its most severe loss of hard coral cover in nearly 40 years. There is a Great Barrier Reef which has experienced its most severe loss of hard coral cover in nearly 40 years. The 2024 mass coral bleaching event, which was driven by climate change induced heat stress, cyclone, crown of thorns, starfish outbreaks, devastated large part of the reef, destroyed large part of the coral reef. An annual survey done by Australian Institute of Marine Science, they revealed that nearly half of the surveyed reefs showed a decline in coral cover. So these coral reef faces increasing threats from frequent bleaching and because of environmental stresses. So pushing the ecosystem closer to their collapse, declination. Next is about recent mass bleaching events. The GBR, Great Barrier Reef, has endured 5 major mass bleaching events since 2016. They faced 5 major mass bleaching events since 2016. The 2024 event was a part of the ongoing global bleaching crisis that began in 2023. Surveys between 2024 and May 2025 covered 124 reefs across northern, central, and southern region. Nearly 48% of reefs showed coral decline. 42% remained stable. Only 10% improved. The bleaching was most intense in northern and central areas, with some reefs experiencing up to 60% bleaching prevalence. About regional coral cover declines, the northern GBR suffered the largest annual coral loss since monitoring began in 1986, dropping by 24.8%. Lizard Island was among the hardest hit due to record heat stress, cyclones, and freshwater floods. The central GBR saw a 13.9% decline, though some reefs saw stability or slight recovery. Southern GBR experienced the sharpest relative loss of 30.6% because of extreme heat in Capricorn bunker sector. So there is also storm damage and coral diseases further worsen this condition. Impact of crown of thorns starfish. This venomous outbreak of coral-eating crown of thorns, outbreaks of coral-eating crown of thorns starfish continue to damage coral reefs, especially in the swain sectors. These venomous predators which eat on corals, which eat corals, they weaken by heat stress and storm also. So their presence, correlating crown of thorns presence, complicate recovery efforts by recovering coral colonies and reducing reef resilience. About vulnerability of acropora corals, fast-growing acropora corals, which had supported reef recovery from 2017 to 24, were severely affected by 2024 bleaching. So these corals are highly susceptible to heat stress, cyclones, and starfish predation. About increasing frequency and intensity of bleaching, mass bleaching events on GBR have intensified and become more frequent. Before 1990, such events were rare. Since 2020, the reef has suffered bleaching in 2022, 24, and 2025 also. So this rapid recurrence limits coral recovery time. So globally, over 83% of coral reefs experience bleaching level heat stress between 2023 and 2025, affecting at least 83 countries. So it is affecting at least 83 countries. About long-term monitoring and ecosystem stress, long-term monitoring shows increasing fluctuation in coral cover over the last 15 years. So this volatility challenges the reef's long-term survival and demands urgent climate action to reduce these heat stress and protect marine biodiversity, to protect marine life. Next news is Kenya eliminates sleeping sickness. Kenya eliminates sleeping sickness. The World WHO recently certified Kenya as having eliminated human African trypanosomiasis, commonly known as sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness, name is African trypanosomiasis, which is a public health problem in Kenya. So Kenya is the 8th African country to achieve this milestone. Before that, 9 country has achieved. African country has achieved. This success marks another step towards eradicating, means removed totally, neglected tropical diseases across Africa. Kenya had earlier eliminated guinea worm disease in 2018. Sleeping sickness is caused by a protozoan parasite, which is transmitted by CC flies. It affects mainly rural population, village population, engaged in farming, fishing, and animal husbandry. Human African trypanosomiasis. Human African trypanosomiasis is a parasitic disease which is caused by Trypanosoma brucei species. It is transmitted by the bite of infected tsetse flies found in sub-Saharan Africa. So this disease has two forms. One is the chronic gambis form prevalent in West and Central Africa. Second one is acute rhodensi form, which is found in East and Southern Africa. Chronic gambis in West and Central Africa. This species is disease is an acute rhodensi disease in East and Southern Africa. So symptoms start with fever, joint pain, aneurysmic brain disorder, and confusion, disrupted sleep, giving the disease its name because of this sleeping sickness. About transmission and risk factors, CC flies acquire the parasite from infected humans or animals and transmit it to the others. Same like malaria. Malaria is also transmitted with the help of vectors. So CC fly act as a vector which parasite which acquired the infected parasite from infected women to healthy women, so, or infected or animals to healthy women, human. So this disease is focal, affecting specific villages or region. Affecting specific villages or region, rural communities with limited healthcare access and those affected by poverty and displacement are more vulnerable. Transmission can also occur from mother to child, through accidental exposure in laboratories and rarely by sexual contact also. Animal act as reservoirs, especially for the rhodesian form. So about African trypanosomiasis, which is also called sleeping sickness, a vector-borne disease which is caused by Trypanosoma bruciprotozoa, occurs only in sub-Saharan Africa, mainly in rural countries, dependent on farming, fishing, livestock. Fertile, it is causing death if untreated. Vector is transmitted by the bite of infected CC flies, Glossina species. Flies acquire the parasite from infected humans or animals and pass it on through their bites. Parasite enters the bloodstream, either bloodstream or lymphatic system first stage. Without treatment, they cross into the central nervous system, damaging the brain second stage. First, blood and lymphatic system making immune system strong, and second, it enters into the central nervous system, damaging the brain. So, sleeping sickness come from the disrupted sleep patterns caused in later stage. Sleeping sickness stage is given. So, pause the video, read all everything. African sleeping sickness caused by CC fly. Symptoms includes fever, headaches, joint. Second symptom is affecting brain neurological. First is hemolymphatic, affecting bloods and lymph tissue, lymph nodes, enlarged lymph nodes, itching, etc. Neurological. Second stage is poor coordination, behavior changes, daytime sleeping, nighttime insomnia, nighttime not sleeping. So without treatment, it is causing death. So spread in 24 countries. Gambins form in West and Central Africa, and 13 countries is Rhodensi form in East and Southern Africa. So Rhodensi form is more acute, serious, and progress rapidly within a week or months. Gambis form is chronic, often lasting years without major symptoms. It's last many years without major symptoms. Treatment drugs are given. These are the drugs which are used, provided free by WHO. So historical epidemics and control efforts are there. So sleeping sickness caused several epidemics in 20th century, especially in countries like Uganda, Congo Basin, and Angola. Control measures taken in the year 1920s and 1960s to reduce cases drastically. However, relaxed surveillance led to the resurgence. It increases by the year 1990s. As it peaked, nearly 40,000 cases were reported annually, with many more undetected. So WHO and partner organization intensified control efforts from the late 1990s, leading to a dramatic decline in case to less than 1,000 annually by 2080. About diagnosis and treatment challenges are there, because there is need of screening, macroscopic parasite detection, and staging with the help of cerebrospinal fluid analysis. Early detection is critical. Then active screening is required. So limited, there is a limited in healthcare infrastructures. So this is the reason there is a delayed diagnosis and treatment, contributing to disease persistence, contributed to disease increasing also. Next news is Catch Grant Program. Catch Grant Program. The Indian Artificial Independent Business Division, IBD. The Indian Artificial Intelligence Independent Business Division, in partnership with the National Cancer Grid, launched the Cancer Artificial Intelligence and Technology Challenge, CATCH. Cancer Artificial Intelligence and Technology Challenge grant program in 2025. It is launched by India Artificial Intelligence Independent Business Division, IBD. So it aims to accelerate the development and adoption of artificial intelligence to improve cancer care in India among people. So it help in screening, diagnosis, treatment, healthcare operation across the country's cancer care hospital. So about program, the Catch Grant program provides financial support to teams combining technology innovation and clinical experts. Up to 50 lakh is awarded per project for piloting artificial solution within the NCG hospital network. Successful pilots may receive an additional rupees 1 crore for scaling up deployment nationwide. So these grants are co-funded by India Artificial Intelligence and NCG. The program targets projects that demonstrate clinical impact and operational readiness for Indian healthcare setting. Focus area for artificial intelligence solution that can make difference in cancer care. Key categories include artificial intelligence enabled screening methods, diagnostic imaging analysis, clinical decision support system, patient engagement platforms, operational efficiency improvements, research facilitation, and data curation technologies. So these area addresses critical gaps in cancer detection, treatment planning, patient management, and healthcare delivery. So, funding structure is given. So, India Artificial Intelligence Independent Business Division, in collaboration with National Cancer Grid, has announced this initiative seeks the support the development and deployment of innovative artificial intelligence solution to take care to strengthen cancer screening, diagnostic, treatment, support, and healthcare operation across India. So, focus area for artificial intelligence solution is AI-enabled cancer screening, diagnosis, clinical decision, patient engagement platforms, operational efficiency tools, research and data curation technologies. So, applications are open to startups and health tech companies, academics, research institutions, public-private hospitals, joint application from clinical needs. These all can apply. So about eligibility and process is given joint application from clinical leads. Application are open to startups, health technology companies, academic institution, and public or private hospitals. So application must be submitted online by 2nd of September 2025 through Indian AI and NCG portal. So it is application must be submitted online by 2nd September 2025 through India Artificial Intelligence and NSG portal. Responsibility of artificial intelligence and clinical validation. Ethical deployment is emphasized to protect patient privacy and promote trust. So this initiative support artificial technologies that are ready for real world implementation and scalable across the NCG networks. About India Artificial Intelligence and National Cancer Grid. So India Artificial Intelligence is an independent business division under the Digital India Corporation and Ministry of Electronics and IT. So it implements the India Artificial Intelligence Mission to democratize artificial intelligence benefits, encourage technological self-reliance, and ensure ethical artificial intelligence use. So it is the National Cancer Grid is a network of cancer centers, research bodies, healthcare organization to harness artificial intelligence to transform cancer diagnosis and treatment. Next news is NASA's orbiting carbon observatory. NASA orbiting carbon observatory. Recent development in 2025 show NASA's orbiting carbon observatory mission are at risk of termination. Recent development in 2025 show NASA orbiting carbon observatory mission are at risk of termination. The Trump administration budget proposal for the 2026 fiscal year excluding funding for these satellites. So, despite their critical role in climate monitoring, NASA plans to end the mission, citing budget priorities. So, this has sparked concern, raised concern among scientists and also among lawmakers about the future of space-based carbon dioxide observation. Future of space-based carbon dioxide observation. So, the background of this NASA orbiting carbon observatory, the original orbiting carbon observatory NASA's failed at launch due to technical fault in 2009. Its replacement OCO2 launch in 2014 has since provided precise data on atmospheric carbon dioxide. A second instrument was added to the International Space Station in 2019. This mission monitored global carbon fluxes and plant health, which is important for understanding climate change dynamics. About scientific importance of OCO data, OCO satellites detect carbon dioxide sources and sinks worldwide. They revealed that Amazon rainforest, rainforest. They revealed that Amazon rainforest now emits more carbon dioxide than it absorbs. It is very important point that OCO is now revealed that Amazon rainforest release more CO2 than it absorbs. Boreal forest in Canada and Russia act as an unexpected carbon sinks. So, unexpected carbon sink. The satellite also track photosynthesis, the level of photosynthesis, helping to access drought impacts and predict food shortage also. So, this data support climate science and global environment policy. So budget cuts and NASA position removes funding for both the free flying satellite and ISS instrument. So NASA state the mission are beyond their prime and aligned with presidential budget priorities. So scientists argues the satellite remain highly sensitive as essential. About political and scientific responses, Congress is divided. The House supports ending the mission while the Senate seeks to preserve them. So scientists are forming international coalition to keep the ISS instrument active. About future funding challenges, efforts to secure private or philanthropic funding are underway, but criticized by experts are unsustainable. So this free-flying OCO satellite may be deorbited, ending its mission. NASA staff have started shutdown planning. The uncertainty threatens critical climate data continuity and it impedes long term environmental monitoring. So, this is up to the part 1 of weekly current affairs, science and technology. Kindly watch two more series of weekly science and technology news from 8th to 15th August. Keep consistent. Kindly watch my next video. Like, share, and subscribe. Best of luck for your future exam.